Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in this video, yet another protein powder supplement review. I've been enjoying this particular protein supplement for the last couple of weeks, and I'm gonna share some casual thoughts that I have on this particular product. I, like a lot of people, sometimes get sick of having the same taste, the same protein powder supplement over and over again. So I generally like to have a couple, maybe 2, 3, maybe possibly 4 different types of supplements on hand so that I don't get bored. Now, this particular one does meet some minimum casual, unofficial nutrient specifications that I have for my protein supplements, and that is, I don't want it to just be protein. Usually I do want it to be a little bit more substantial than that. So this one does have a significant amount of calcium. It also does not contain too many calories in relation to the nutrients, macronutrients being protein, carbs, and fat that it contains. So I think it's a good nutrient density. So it's a lot of nutrients packed into not a lot of calories, and that's a good way to allow you to control your calorie intake so that you can either maintain your weight, lose weight, or some people, if they want to gain weight. But first, guys, let me start off by giving you a couple of quick disclaimers, and that is that regardless of whether you are a man or a woman, the information here is going to benefit you equally. So the advice that I'm sharing in this video is gender neutral. The other thing is that I want to stress that you should be getting the majority, if not as close to all of your protein and other nutrients from real home-cooked meals, preferably that you prepare yourself with quality ingredients. Now, that's not realistic. We all know that. So on a day-to-day basis, there's gonna come times when you're not gonna be able to do that. So that's where I think that having a good, reasonably healthy fallback option, like a good protein supplement, is important, and that's why I make these videos. Now, a way to get the best of both worlds is to actually combine the protein supplement with real food. For example, a way that I do it is to use a protein powder and add it to my oatmeal that I make at home from scratch, and that will give it a slightly improved taste, in my opinion, because of the vanilla and almost like a slight sweet taste that also is appealing to me. But believe it or not, the texture actually improves as well. If you like your oatmeal to be a little bit thicker, that protein powder will do it. Now, this is something that you can experiment with and try different creative ways that you could add protein powder to food that you already eat to increase the protein amounts that you consume. Or if you're eating foods that do not contain a lot of protein, this is a good way to make sure that you are getting your recommended daily allowance of protein depending on your needs. This strategy is actually pretty good because while many protein powders lack in fiber and some other nutrients, combining it with other foods that do contain fiber, such as oatmeal, is a great way to kind of balance out the nutrient profile of the overall meal by not just consuming an imbalance of protein or some other nutrient. Of course, there's always the traditional way that people consume protein powders, and that is to just have it as a protein shake. Now, I don't normally do standalone protein shakes myself. I like my food to be a little bit more substantial, including my supplements. So what I'll do is I'll add almond milk to my protein shake, and that will actually boost the calcium significantly so that it's a more complete meal. Now, this particular almond milk that I use is a very low calorie one, so it's not made of dairy, doesn't have any added sugar, so it's very low calories. This is gonna help you to maintain a certain calorie level so that you don't go overboard on your protein supplementation. That should be just something that you fortify your everyday foods with, not something that gives you a ton of extra calories and cause you to go into a caloric surplus. At just 140 calories, this particular protein supplement is also very good in that regard as well. The main reason you want to avoid being in a caloric surplus is because if you're trying to lose weight, it's going to be very difficult, extremely challenging, if not impossible to do so if you are consuming more calories in food than what you are burning. So I encourage you to utilize portion control, reduce your amount of food that you take in on a daily basis, just by a little bit, not a lot. And also just be aware of protein supplementation. It's there to help you, to assist you, so that when you don't have access to a good meal that's portioned out the way you want it, you know, using a protein bar or a protein powder shake, that's gonna go a long way to kind of fill in the gaps whenever you need to fill them. If you can eat clean every single day, or there's a good, clean, healthy fast food option for you that you can use, then that's fine. I would go with that. But if you are not able to find the food that you need to get you to your goals, then protein supplementation is not a bad option. I use it as a fallback option or a flavor enhancer to food, just to make things taste a little bit better. And it's something that has worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you. Everybody's different, but give it a shot. I think this strategy in general is something that could work for a lot of people. And by the way, men, women, it doesn't matter. The body works pretty much the same way. You're just gonna have to tweak the numbers a little bit. As far as the ingredients on this protein supplement, Dymatize is a good company. They make good products, and this one is no different. If you look at the amino acid profile, you're gonna notice that it does have 2.1 grams of leucine and also 3.8 grams of glutamine. Basically, without getting too technical, all you need to know is that leucine is an amino acid that is supposedly going to help you with converting the protein into muscle. It helps with that process. And glutamine is supposedly going to help you with muscle recovery, especially after a workout or any type of strenuous activity. But the bottom line is it's got a lot of good ingredients. Also, it's got a pretty good blend of protein, including proteins that are fast digesting and also slow digesting. And that's important because the theory behind that is that after you work out, you kind of want something that absorbs pretty quickly. As far as like your protein, you want that taken into your body very fast to replenish and help you recover that much faster. But if you're going to go to bed at night, you want your last meal maybe to be some type of longer lasting protein that takes longer to absorb into the body, so that you have protein available in your system throughout your sleeping hours and you're not protein starved for an extended period of time. Nobody is really protein deficient, guys. It's just that when you are looking to get fit and you're looking to get lean and you want to make your body composition such that it is a little bit outside the normal, you want to be extra fit, extra lean, then in that situation, it's possible, according to my understanding of the research and the science, that you do need to optimize a little more than normal your protein intake on a meal by meal basis. So over the course of the day and the week and the months, you're probably most certainly not going to be protein deficient if you live in a first world country and a developed country. But again, meal by meal, there may be times when you're going to have a meal, maybe a bagel, maybe a muffin, something like that, that doesn't contain a lot of protein in relation to the amount of calories that you are consuming. That's a situation that I'm referring to where the meal itself is actually protein deficient, from the standpoint of you kind of want to be steady with the amount of protein that you consume, spread it equally, evenly out through the course of multiple meals throughout the day. As with any supplement, this is just a tool. It's not a magic pill. You still have to put in the hard work and of course engage in some physical activity on a regular basis, because you want to be conditioned. You don't want to just lose weight. You want to get in shape. If you are afraid that maybe you shouldn't be following the directions on here because maybe you have a smaller frame, then I think that you should be creative. Try to research your caloric maintenance levels, see where you're at, And if you find that a scoop is too much, there's nothing wrong with consuming less than the recommended size of a scoop. Consume half of a scoop. That just means that instead of 140 calories that this contains per serving, you'll be consuming 70 calories. So instead of 20 or 21 grams of protein, you'll be consuming around 10. So that's not a bad idea. You don't always need to follow the serving size. If you want to be more aggressive with your goals, feel free to make those adjustments. So guys, with that said, hope you got something out of this video. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one.